On behalf of the Headers of the Chicago Curling Club, thank you all for coming and joining us in our wonderful Wizard of Oz.
Hello, hello, hello. Let's see if this mic works or not.
It's registering in the
I know
third
it
line
says
down.
it's coming up. Yeah, I just turned it on, but we'll see. Hello, hello, hello. Oh yeah. Let's see if this mic works or not. Excellent. I know it says it's coming up. Yeah, it does work. On, but yeah, no, I've got it right there. Yeah. I'm checking. Hello, hello. Thank you. We work. Okay. Oh yeah. Okay. All right, everybody. Hello. We'll try this again. Welcome to the Chicago Curling Club. This is Sunday, the finals day for the Gloamin Gaels spiel. It's a wonderful way to kick off the first event for our club of the new year, featuring the women's Gloamin Gals. This year's theme, the Welcome to Oz. Everybody's been piped on. You should have seen that. We got the audio kind of fixed and squared away now. So on sheet 2, we have our feature event. This is the event 1 finalists. And I'll give you the in there. They're starting off conventional with a center guard setup and a corner guard setup. A little tight to the house, but very usable. On sheet 3, we have our go to sheet 3 intro. And sheet 4, the Dorothy's Dream versus the Striped Sox. All right, we're returning to the feature sheet 2. We'll bounce around to keep up with scores and keep you up to date. All right. Got some good curling going on here. Team Yapple got underneath the corner guard. All right. Yes. Yeah, that's beauty. She going for a takeout now? Flip over to sheet 4. So on sheet 4, looking for a hit and roll. This looks a little wide, but it's coming in off. It usually breaks pretty severely. Nobody's going to quite get to where they want it. Oh. A little unfortunate, but that's a guaranteed split of the house. All right. So there's been a lot of great curling all around this weekend. Seen some amazing shots. These teams had to battle hard through their brackets. The final 2 teams have been rock solid. If I'm not mistaken, these 2 teams are looking to be playdown teams here later this year. So bringing the competition to the next level. So Glenda's girls, she's going to come around that guard, try to freeze, I'm going to assume. Looks like it's over curling. Hopefully they get looking for kind of a split, open it up. Oh. Just a little unfortunate, but it gave her a little bit more room to gain access to that yellow. Oh, this is kind of an interesting kind of half guard and get another point sitting in there. So they're sitting 2, maybe 3. I'm not sure if that yellow stone is touching or not up above. Maybe we can get a closer look at the overhead. We'll see Kaylee's shot here. Looks pretty good out of hand. Sweepers are just gently sweeping for curl. It's looking pretty good. I think it's going to get buried underneath. See what happens. Oh, keep on going. Bury that. Nah, one above a tee. It's a pretty good shot. Oh, looking for a hit and roll over. I like this. There must be plenty of room. Okay, yeah, you can see there's plenty of room to see at that rock. Gonna try to change to overhead. We'll see it coming in just by the guard. Excellent shot. Look at that. Wow, just as she called it. I'd like it to freeze a little bit higher on that yellow because this is removable and I think you can keep your yellow stone. But it's a touchy shot. It is Team Yapple's third. Sarah Gom is throwing. Give a shout out to Adam Miller. I know he's out there in a sling watching this game. Oh, that wrecks. Not bad. It clears out that guard that really wasn't helping. Now this is interesting. It's always tough to freeze, but you've got Leslie McGregor, who very good curler, good sweepers. Seem to be bringing it right down. You want to make sure you're right on the line. Little bump isn't horrible. That's a big bump, but got the right angle. And I think it's tight enough on those. Your reds are wired tight enough that it's very hard to get a double and still keep your shooter. They've got plenty of rocks. Maybe it's just better to just hit straight on the nose, lock your yellow on the red on a good angle so that you can get rid of it next time if you're going to maintain a big end here. Sweeping hard. I think they like it. Looks pretty darn good. Oh, just knocked it over a little bit further than they probably wanted, but you can get at it from the outside. It's a good rock. All right, I'm gonna go get some coffee. All right, all back here. So Team Yapple has hammer, and they're sitting 3. So we are at Skip's final stones. The Lawless, she's either got to hide this stone really well under that top yellow. It's sitting at least 3. There may be 4 with that yellow on the edge. Looks like sheet 4 just finished their first end. Red scored 2. Ellen Dixon. Rink. All right. This is on the way, the delivery. Oh, got 1 and sitting 1. Okay, this is an interesting end. It's a tricky stone. You want to get rid of it. You want to keep your shooter, and you certainly don't want to jam on the back. This team, Haley, very capable of making this shot. Vice put the broom down. It looks like they're going to go, I'm going to say probably more control, normal, unless they see this line really being running straight. Deliveries off. And perfectly done. Wow, what a terrific shot. That's 3, maybe 4. Let's see, okay. Let's go around the sheets and see where. And on sheet 4, Stripe Sock scored 2.
I think a little more.
Thought for sure sheet 4. Nope, Flying Socks. Striped Socks over Dorothy's Dream, 2-1. All right, excellent. Let's get back to sheet 1. Let's return to our event 1, sheet 2.
Don't tell me what to do, Dad.
That's the call I know.
Morning.
All right, and if you want to watch any of the games, we have all 4 sheets streaming, including the commentary channel. So on this one, we'll bounce around, try to provide a little bit of play-by-play. We need to get somebody in here for a little color to make that happen, although we do have a lot of characters in here. Warm room is pretty full. Got people watching the ice, volunteers cleaning up, all the helpers, and support for the teams. It's looking pretty good. So just confirm that 4th rock was not a counter, so Team Yapple scored 3, taking a pretty good advantage right out of the gate. He's calling a run back hit. I think this is a terrific call. Just considering the scoreboard, the capabilities of her team, and it is a short run back, so it could actually even turn up to be in really great position. Oh, didn't curl quite as much as it needed to. Popped over. Now there's a corner guard for Team Lawless to try to take advantage of. Yellowstone's still on top. It's good to have your color stones that you can run back into the house. That's always a potential advantage. And this still is an important shot. We're early in the end, inside out. If you don't get buried, you might leave a door open for Haley's team to start putting a little bit more pressure on Lawless and make it difficult. This stone looks a little fast. Sweepers are off of it. Now this is the second end, so it should come down. There's still frost on the ice. It's not quite up to speed. They certainly have the line correct, but that one is not going to stay in play. That's unfortunate for them, and Team Yapple wasting no time putting the broom down. They want a nose hit on this one. Even if they lose the shooter, I don't think they're too upset at that. This is a matter of getting rid of red rocks, minimizing any potential to score, but knowing them, they're also very competitive. They're going to want to make sure rock position is important. Will it stick around? No, not quite. That does open up the possibility or increase the possibility that this may be a blank end. Wallace has to kind of figure that out. Looks like she's going to try to get a stone buried and still go for a multiple score here. She does have the entire house to use and a guard to work with. So probably smart not to just go for a blank here. It is the second end. Getting 2 is terrific. You don't have to get everything back right away. Sometimes at the club level, skips, we lose 3, we figure we have to get 3 back, and that's just not the case. It's a long game. The game's 2s and 1s. Be patient and just make sure you score and start to build momentum. Close that gap and hopefully put your rocks in good spots and good things will happen. So a little deep and not quite buried. Team Yapple is gonna try to sit on it. Smart. You don't have to throw hits and chase stones behind tee. So this is a veteran skip making a veteran call. I think they would have liked this to go a little bit further. It's not even counting. Is it out counting? Well, let's go take a look. So I'm not even sure that stone is out counting the red. You could elect to ignore it. Team Lawless is not, which is a smart call. It is on the center line. Easy to promote into the house and kind of dominate any rock that you might draw behind. This is probably a good call. They certainly want to make sure that this shooter stays. Oh, and a little bit of a mistake there, flashing the yellow. They're still sitting 1, So they're in good shape. There is, let's see. Okay, this is an attempt at drawing around, putting their stone in a good spot. Even if it over curls and they kind of split those yellows so that they're both out counting the back red, that would be pretty solid. This is interesting. I don't know. She must believe that that yellow is out counting the back red, and it may after that gentle tap. So she's calling for a hit with a little roll and get on the corner of that second yellow, a little higher in the 12. Just a little unfortunate. I think the ice might be getting up to speed, and they just haven't quite figured out the line on that hit. Both teams, the last 3 stones hits on that line have gone a little bit wide. I am sure they're going to lock in. So Haley's going to try to come around. This is definitely going to put some pressure on. She does not want this stone to be open for a hit. She can leave half a stone available or less, but certainly she'd like to be in the top 4 above tee and buried. Stones delivered. Sweepers are happy. Oh, now they're going. Oh, no, she's coming. I'm sorry. I thought she was drawing around, but no, she's coming back to hit that red. Made contact. Got out. All right, Lawless now needs to consider potentially leaving herself available for a blank. It's calling for the hit and roll, a long roll, try to get buried behind that corner guard. Smart play. The trick there is going for that long of a roll, you need to add a little bit more weight to knock that rock, the opponent's Yellowstone, through the house. Have enough momentum to carry yourself behind the guard. Makes that a little bit tricky. It closes down, narrows the strike area where you don't lose your stone. But the flip side is, if she does lose her shooter here and knocks out the opponent's stone, it's a completely open house, and then we're looking at a blank end. As soon as this shot's done, we'll go around the house, check in on some of the other rinks, see what's happening. Tight scores, you can just see these are well fought ends. Oh no, looks like this is going to overcurl. Flash, that makes it a little bit tougher, opens the door for a force here. Okay. let's switch over to sheet 4. Oh, Ellen is calling for a draw here. That means that they must have stolen a point or two. We'll check in. Let's get back to sheet 2. Commentary here. Haley has delivered it. Team Yellow, our Chicago rink. They are looking to just tap split. I think that's terrific. Yeah, that makes for an incredibly hard double. It's almost even. And perhaps even hitting nose on this stone does not give Glenda's Girls a point here. So looks like she may have to draw in. Nope, they continue to look at the hit. They'll need to hit and roll. Stone needs to stick around. We'll get back to sheet 4, see how that ended up. Looks like Striped Sox stole 1, and now they are 3-0. Lots of stones in play. All right, Glenda's Girls here. Last shot, skips final stone, hammer. Looking to score 1. They want a gentle hit and roll to the center. Hey, Susan. Good. How are you? Excellent. Doing a little commentary play-by-play. You can stop by and join if you want. Trying to recruit some of these folks in the warm room to come over and provide a little input. Well, you don't have to keep on listening to me. Sweepers are, wow. Curling. That's unfortunate for them. And they give up a steal of 1. Glenda Girls to go down 4-0 entering the third end. The good news for them is that they are not as bad as the Pittsburgh Steelers, who have lost the last 4, limping into the playoffs. And I will say, the headline this morning, the ship has sunk. Huge Steeler fan here, still on board the Steelers, but it's rough. All right, for Stone, center guard, or actually probably in the house here now. Build ends, put pressure, put rocks in play. That's a good stone. Oh, don't go past the center line. That's the fascinating thing about curling, and it's what makes it so awesome. This is why they call it chess on ice. So going behind T, that all of a sudden becomes a friend to your opponent, rock. But as Lawless, Glenda Girls realize that if they do come down and they freeze this early in the end, the other team can freeze, hit, tap, do lots of other things to kind of unlock it. So they don't want to move on it too early, which is a very smart call. I mean, curling changed the rules to give free guard zone for a reason, and that reason is those free guards that you can put up that can't be removed can absolutely become very useful for you later on in the end. So why not use that free guard zone? Don't panic, don't rush. For all the newer curlers, newer skips, that's always a good thing to learn from a strategy perspective. Build an end, create an end. You don't have to panic. You don't have to be shot after every stone. They were a little unfortunate. The guard attempt sailed through the house. Not uncommon. This is the third end, so the ice is definitely up to speed. Ryan Murphy, our ice maker, does a fantastic job with our ice. Super consistent, but by the third end, it is up to speed. And typically, it runs a little bit fast this year, which is terrific with 4 feet of curl, 4.5 feet of curl. It just makes curling a lot of fun. But the challenge for us curlers is to make sure that we adjust to the ice conditions and be very aware. It's a good practice for teams to communicate and your teammates to just really help each other dial in to make these shots. While this is coming back now, you've got 2 Yellowstones in, but they're both behind tee, so she's going to start taking advantage of it. And that is a wonderful shot. The good news about doing that is you've got Yellowstones in the back. It will take at least 2 stones to get that red out. You don't need to worry about that so much. Just get on top, tap it back into the yellows, and create a way that you can get rid of it if you're Team Yapple. Kaylee Meyer delivered. Looks like it's starting to over curl. Do you want to keep that shooter on top? It's a nice shot. Kind of gets rid of one of the backing, which is terrific. Now you can easily remove the red. This is where if you play doubles, this end starts to resemble a doubles end where you're playing angles, getting lots of stones in play, definitely using your opponent's stones to your advantage. Glenda's girls, Team Lawless, is trying to just sit on that yellow stone that's just outside of the 4 foot on the left. So, an excellent shot. They didn't necessarily, I think, wanted to remove it, but removing it's fine. Team Apple, yeah. It looks like she's talking. Do you want to come down and draw down and sit on it? Or do you want to start getting rid of some red stones? One of the skip dilemmas here, right? Both calls are good as long as you execute and make it. That's a rule in curling. You never call the wrong shot if you make it. So I believe the call here is to take out that red. I prefer the inside out just because club curlers have a tendency of hanging shots at wide, and you wouldn't want to jam that red into the yellow. But this just is a very well executed shot. Wouldn't expect anything less from Kaylee. Now, there is an interesting, because it did move, the shot stone carried into the 12 foot. And although it bounced on the red, perhaps making yellow shot stone, thing is they can draw down and sit on that yellow, bump it just a little bit, or even sit in that pocket, and red will be sitting too, and those stones will be much harder to remove. Sweepers are sweeping hard for line. Now it's looking better. Weight looks pretty good. Probably just a little too hard of a bump. And that sets up the double. I'm not going to say pretty easy double. There's never any easy double, but with some good weight right on the nose or a little high side, both stones will go away. After this shot, I'll go around to the other rinks, update scores, and see how everybody's doing. And I'm sorry, I believe the voice audio goes out on a couple of sheets. I'm noticing that, oh, look at that, fantastic shot. That is terrific for Team Yapple. That just makes it real. They're making it really hard on the Glenda girls to really get an end built up and momentum going. All right, let's go over to sheet 1. And on sheet 4, the Striped Sox, they're continuing to put pressure on, and they have a 3-0 lead. However, there is an end being built by Dorothy's Dream. Let's take a look at this and see how this plays out. Yellow's sitting 4, but that draw coming behind T really sets Ellen up to save this end with her skip stone. All right, I think this mic works. I hope it does. All right, Ellen is coming down. This is an important shot. This is, you never want to give up 4 and get them back into the game if you can help it. I believe the call is to come all the way down to the back yellow. And boy, if you could ever sit on the inside half, as the view is right now, that would be the right side of that yellow stone. Just freeze right on the corner. There would just be no way that the opposing team could get rid of it without it jamming, and basically guarantees a force of 1. This looks like it's a little on the heavy side. Sweepers are off of it. It does need to curl. Oh, it's coming in nice. Oh, I take that back. This is... they're not sweeping it. They're going to let it over curl and get on the other side. Now, fantastic shot. The only danger here is that it's not, there's nothing to jam on, so technically you can get rid of that red. It is. Yeah, you can get rid of that red and sit for potential 5. It's a tough shot. Didn't give much broom, so I'm expecting a significant weight here. Kind of want to throw a lighter weight shot just because you want your shot stone to sit around, but I think they're excited to just get rid of it. They do it, and even though they spilled 1 stone, they still get 4, and they're right back in the game here. Wow, good shot. All right, let's get back to our feature sheet, see what's happening here. So Glenda girls, oh, they are sitting 2, split house right now. Team Yapple rinks, oh no, this is Lawless. Final stone, wow. I have to look on the stream to see what happened, but this is putting them back into the game if they can score 3 here. walks away.
You're going down, kid. Oh, I body slammed him. I despawned. Oh, I turned him into a stick. Well, I'm just going to throw this stick over this way.
All right, now we are on Skip's final stones here. I think that stone went a little too far for Glenda Gals, or Glenda Girls. It does leave a potential double with just a nose hit. But it's a tricky shot. They figured overcurls, jam on the red jams on the back, and the yellow stone can be removed for the 3. If it goes a little wide, you could flash and hit the back red, or just hit the top red and roll out, still leaving a potential for 3. But this is a good skip, looking for a nose hit, contact right on the nose. Even a little low side is okay with enough weight. You'll be able to, the vice will be able to sweep that second red out. Sweepers like it. Trying to curl a little, trying to curl. Just perfect. Look at that. Nice shot. All right, Lawless on her last skip stone here. Score 2. Again, it's early in this game. 2 is a perfectly good score. Gets them right back into it, and you just kind of build momentum off of that. Both teams they've got the ice down. You can see the good communication, sweep calls, line calls, and they're making shots. They came to play today. I'm seeing narrow brooms. I don't know if there's a fall on the ice. This doesn't look like it's coming back. Makes enough contact, and they get 1. So 4-1 going into the 4th end. Advantage, Team Yapple. All right, we're back. Sorry for the long break. Had to catch up with a few people in the warm room. Volunteers switching over. And have to wait for the coffee to be made. It's pretty well swept rock. It's in a good spot. Hard to get at. So we are to skip stones in the fourth here in our first event. I can see enough to chase after it, but I don't want to chase. So this is a good call. I want to see what she is going to call. Like, there's an argument to be made that maybe the right shot here is to try to run that yellow in. If you miss, it opens it up. She does have hammer, so this could be about scoring. If you really want to try to score two here, two or more, you may want to angle freeze to the side of that red rock and see if you can have a shot at removing it and scoring multiples on your last stone. This looks like she's okay with getting rid of the red stone and losing the shooter, daring the opponent to make the same shot. They're sweeping hard for curl. Hard for curl to catch a piece. Oh, they caught a piece, but just not quite enough. The good news is she still has hammer, so it's not your catastrophic miss, but unfortunate. Now Lawless is going to try to put a rock to maximize the pressure. It's never fun to draw against, multiples to make it to the 4 foot to score one. But she's got many outs. Like, even if Lawless happens to put it on the center line in a perfect spot that forcing the opponent to draw around, she can just come down and nose hit that red on the left, draw in behind it. She also has to be very cautious here. Lawless does the Gaels. They do not want to put a stone in a position where it could be doubled out. That could give an opening for Yapple to score two. Curling's so fun. It's great. You can say, all right, this is where I want to put the shot. So it looks like they want to put it on the center line. Try to force Team Yapple to draw around. More likely, I think the yellow team would go for a nose hit or a hit and roll on that red. But we'll see here. It's important to lie 1-2 nonetheless for Team Red. And force a decision here. I think it would be okay to even come down to the U. That way, any kind of a hit wouldn't be shot stone. One of the potential issues of leaving a stone a little higher in that top 12 is that it does create an angle where you can double the reds out and still keep your yellow stone in play. And this one came down, to the U. Actually, I like that shot. It makes it, to get a double on the reds, you lose your shooter stone because you'd have to hit it on the outside. And there's a high degree of jam possibility. That's a very difficult shot. If you nose hit that red on the center line, you're still not going to be shot. So it really forces them into hitting this red stone. And with hits, as we've seen today, there are some lines where it's running pretty straight. So the stone could roll out. It is a pretty tight broom, so they're not expecting a lot of curl or they're throwing a lot of weight. The thing with throwing hits The harder you throw it, the more narrow your strike zone is to keep that rock around. So some teams will lower their weight hit to almost like a hack weight or just through weight to give maximum advantage to your sweepers to control where the rock is and ensure that the rock sticks around. This one, oh, it hung a little wide. Oh, a little unfortunate. So, Glenda Girls steals one in the fourth. We go to the fifth. Team Apple has hammer. Let's go around and see how the other sheets are doing. Got to do the in-off. All right, on sheet 4. Ooh, let's see. Dorothy's Dream stole 2 in the 4th. We are now in the 5th. Striped Socks have hammer. They can come around these staggered guards and kind of bunched up rocks at the top of the house. If they can get this by and buried, they're going to be in great shape. Looks like it's slowing down. They just maybe misread the line a little bit on the weight side. Definitely you can tap that up. All right. Okay, this end is shaping up to be a classic curling duel. I think both teams are fairly happy. Glenda Girls, they're both on their seconds, first stone. They've got staggered guards on the center line. If they can get this around into the top 4, they're going to be in very happy shape, probably forcing Team Apple to start removing some of those guards and opening it up. Team Apple is very happy. You've got a corner guard on the right, and you've got a pointer sitting in the back 12 that is most likely going to be ignored. Oh, this is a little unfortunate for Glenda Gaels. To go out of the house is just not really the ideal thing in that situation. Sorry, missed that last shot. It looked like Team Apple tried to clean up some of those guards, which is pretty nice. That was dangerous. It was either at that point a race to the forefoot. Better to open this up. She's got hammer. Make sure she scores. In this end would be a great result. One or more. They are up 2. So just try to maintain your hammer advantage. This one looks a little heavy too. Not quite curling as much as the Team Lawless wants. So, good draw to the button. Looking for a hit. I think you definitely want to roll away. You don't want to sit right on top of that. Uh-oh. Looks like it's... Well, no, this is good. I thought it was over curling, but that was just the camera angle. Fine shot. Fine shot. Still leaves a little bit of an opening for potential hit and roll. Now it's a freeze. It's a pretty solid call. You would think I like this if I try to get into the strategy behind it. Freezing down on this stone really makes that yellow stone vulnerable as the end shapes up. And it also really tightens the scoring area, so it puts a little pressure and forcing yellow team to just a single point, which is probably an admission that right now it doesn't look great for a steal situation. Red is just a little heavy on their draws. Would have been a perfect stone. It's just about 4.5 feet too heavy. The downside about heavy stones is it just takes your brushers out of the game. You just get to watch the stone and hope that it slows down. But it is in the back. It's very much still may come into play. Team Apple has to be very cautious about where they put this stone and the placement. She called for bring it down into the house. Don't know if that's necessarily what you would want to do. Maybe if you could ever angle it so that if that yellow stone is disturbed, that it forces the other yellow stone right down onto the red. Looks like that this is heavy too, so they're calling for a freeze, so a little bit of an audible. No, now corner, it's gonna bump. So good spot. It leaves a nice little pocket if red could ever get in there. That would be that'd be a dandy shot. Leslie McGregor is throwing. You see Lawless moving up in the house. Is it a subliminal message to your team that throw a little bit lighter stone? I don't know. I always want to figure out the veteran skips and the way they call games. This looks really good. Looks really good. Wow. Maybe just a little high. I think you can still punch it through, but very dangerous. You have to hit, be very precise with this hit, that's for sure. If you're yellow. All right, we'll swing around to the other ends, and I'll just give you a shout out right now because I know we're losing the mic. Oh, let's take a look. Did she get it? Oh, not a bad result at all. I mean, yellow's sitting 1. They've got great angles. I don't think it's easy for them. It's not easy for the Glenda Gaels to put a stone there that the Team Apple can't remove. There's even a little bit of danger in giving up multiple here. See what they do. Anyway, just I'll call it out on sheet 1. The red team is up 4-2 in the 5th end, and we are at Vice Stones. On sheet 3, we have the yellow team up 4-1 in the 5th. We look to be on not Skip Stones. Looks like Vice Stones. On sheet 4, turning out to be a tug-of-war match here. Lots of rocks in play. We are on Skip Stones, and it looks like it is 6-3 in the 5th for yellow. And that's Striped Socks hammer throw right now. Okay, back on sheet 2, Glenda's Gals. We are Skip's first stone. Skip without hammer. Looking for a freeze. Sweepers are watching the rock. They like the weight, perhaps a titch heavy. Titch, very technical term. Starting to come down. This looks like back 4, back 8 weight though. And swept to back 12. All right, how aggressive does Team Apple go? Oh, she's just throwing a guard, looking to protect her one spot and then give herself a chance to draw for 2. Smart call. All right, deliveries away. They're looking for a guardish. They want to put it into the top 12. But really, it's to guard the shot stone. They don't want it to overcurl. You got to protect it against the freeze. And this is overcurling, but they may get lucky and bounce off. Oh no, they're coming down. Whoa, wow. All right. Turns out to be a little bit more of an aggressive call. Now they're sitting 2. This makes the next shot by Glenda Girls very, very tricky. Well, this is why the skips get paid the big bucks. Draw down and freeze on that back yellow, and you know you've basically bailed your team out. Forces the other team just to 1. If it ever crashes or if you leave it open for a hit, you're opening up a 3 spot to the other team. At this point in the game, you don't want to give that up. For a lot of new skips, this is a tense shot, but for veterans, they look at it. They've been doing this. They live for drawing to the 4 foot. Tight line. They're not expecting a lot of curl. You definitely don't want to have it crash or bump on that top guard and then spin wide open. That could actually set up a 6-ender. Rocks away, sweepers are not on it. Not on it at all. Oh no. Again, just a little too heavy. Maybe that line is even sped up. So you can be aggressive and go for 5 or draw in and try for 3. If you miss, you take your 2, do no harm. I think the wise skips would say do no harm for yourself and just try to draw in for your 3. Taking 2 here puts Team Yapple in a very strong position. So Bernard, you go for the run back double, right? Run back red. There are a lot of people here in the worm room who are roaming around, looking at sheets, interested in what's happening. All right, we have some 5th end scores that are starting to be posted. Okay, look at this. The sweepers, they are not on this stone. You can tell multiple stones down the same line, they're really speeding up. This one's going to go through. Looks like yellow is going to score 2. Team Yapple up 6-2 going into the 6th. All right, let's swing around to the other rinks and see what's going on. Reach. On sheet 4, Dorothy's Dream took 3 in the 5th to now take a lead of 9-3. Anything can happen in club curling. Looks like they're just content with getting lots of rocks in the house, which is exactly what you should be calling. Ellen now is looking to take out this stone. She gets a little lucky. I think she can get a double those yellows or move both yellow stones. That wouldn't be a bad result. Even a nose hit with the red here, getting rid of the yellow stone, keeps both reds in position to be promoted and or slashed in to get rid of that pesky yellow sitting on the center line, biting the 8 foot. This looks, it started looking good, but it needs to curl. Like the weight, very controllable, just wide. All right, back to our feature sheet. This is the first event. So when you're up by 4, you got the opponent has 2 hammers to 1. You just want to put a lot of stones in the house, a lot of tonnage. Force the other team to react to you. I mean, Wallace at this point, not putting that first stone in play really forces a situation where you have to address these stones. She looks like she's lining up a hit. Alternatively, you could come down and maybe bump it, set up some, backing and promotion back to playing that kind of doubles and angles game. The big reason why Team Yapple wanted to throw stones in the house and why Team Up throwing stones in the house, it nullifies that free guard zone. Forcing your opponent to come into the house when they could be setting up a free guard where you can't touch it is a victory for your team. This is a very good shot. Didn't quite remove both stones, but moved them off of the center, pushed them into the corners. It's a good shot. Although immediately the broom goes down, they are in stone removal mode. Oh, this is perfect. Mm. Yeah, this is tough. It's starting to close down the scoring area for the Glenda Gaels, but not impossible. It's just about rock placement and where you put it. It's important. She could use that Yellowstone in the top of the house as a guard, come behind it. She's electing to come down and freeze to the Yellowstone off into the 12-foot on the right. Both are great calls. Even better call if you make it. This looks like it's curling a little too much. A little light. Good news is at least it's biting, so they're sitting shot 3. You never know, it could come into play. I'm not sure. Well, I'm not gonna call a different shot than the skip. She's doing great here. They want to get rid of this yellow, yellow wants to get rid of this red. Roll in. I'm sure they'd be happy with a deep roll, even across the house and into the 12-foot. They don't necessarily care about this stone sticking around at all. You just don't want it to hang wide and crash on your yellow. Kind of help them make that shot. Ooh, nice. So Team Wallace giving a little bit more broom here, just understanding that it certainly, yes, as it's running now, comes off of that center line when you go inside out. She's looking to get hooked on the corner of that yellow. You do not need to be shot stone. The reality is just being hooked on that yellow makes it easy to remove their stone. You want to protect your stone, make sure yours sticks around. This one looks like it's over curling again. Oh, wow. Not bad though. Not bad. Probably a little heavier than they wanted, but it's in a good spot. So now you definitely want to lose your shot stone here. Pick it out wide. Again, the only danger is you continue to leave your opponent the same shot. This will be the third time Team Wallace will be able to attempt a freeze shot. That is if they make this hit. Oh, it's a little wide. They got it. Well played. They're managing the game very well at this point. We're now into the Vice Stones and Glenda Girls. They need to start making a couple of shots and getting a little lucky here, I think. You want to score 2. You don't have to score 3 or 4 or 5. It'd be nice to score 3, but the reality is they're fighting really hard right now to get their 2. They're off of it. It needs to curl. Here it comes. I think their second probably gets a little bit more curl than their Vice. So again, just a little bit of a line call. But in curling, this is the difference in inches. If that rock was 6 inches to the right, it would be perfect. As it is, Team Apple can remove it here, and they do. Oh, and their shooter kind of spins out. Temptation here might be to hit and roll on that top yellow, just again to open up the center for your skip to always have a draw. And if it does roll over into the right side there's a lot of stones to catch, making the hit a little dramatic. The downside about freezing with the stone that far in the back on your Vice's rock in this situation is that unless it is frozen perfect so that it can't be removed, it just really is an invitation to throw, normal peel away control. It's just a matter of get rid of the stone in the back. Because I guarantee you, yellow doesn't care if they lose the shooter, they're yellow, as long as the red stone goes away, they're in good shape. And that's just fine. I mean, it makes it very, tricky. There's two yellow stones to catch. Team Apple, Haley is coming up for a hit. Again, very, very tight broom. Look at that. She's almost playing for negative ice. Or no move here at all. Probably earlier experience coming down on the same side of the sheet, but the other end, her stone did fall out or it went wide of the broom, so she's just planning perhaps a little tolerance. Again, you don't want this to over curl and jam on anything in the back, so I'd expect her to throw some serious weight here. Let's just make that stone go. And she's off. Delivery. Solid. They're not sweeping. Now they're sweeping for curl. And she got rid of it like a pro. Not to worry about any of the catchers. All right, so Team Wallace is going to try this again. They want to freeze down to the back. Oh, we have shakes on sheet 4. Sorry, I am really falling behind. Dorothy's dream takes the fourth event over the strike sides. All right, back to the feature sheet. We have a couple games.
Are you commentating?
I am.
Oh my gosh.
I know, right? Join. It's on.
Make some
Green
mean comments.
I hope I'm not making any mean comments.
I think you should
can't-
put the
can't help
husbands on and comment on the game. There's some
Oh,
very,
yes,
very
yeah.
Creative.
Is there good commentary going on over there? All right, excellent. All right. That was Mark Bernard adding a little two cents of color. All right, this stone needs to. They need to get shot out of this stone. They do. Keep it coming. All right. Sheet 3. Okay, Haley's takeout is on the way. Not sweeping. It's probably a good sign. Trying to hold it. Oh, it looks like it might be turning a little bit. Uh-oh. And that's what she was hoping wouldn't happen. The question will be, does that back red outcount the top yellow? If so, then this shot's for 2. Otherwise, they have to go for the double. All right. So, interesting call here. They must believe. Let's see if we can get an overhead view. Let's see here. Wow, that is very, very close. I think that's too close to call. Man. Hit and roll that over, and you get your... Okay, the decision's been made. This is, I believe, hit and roll. Just getting ready to deliver, and this may just be a draw. Draw in. They must have determined that that yellow was out counting, not. I think you almost have to go for the double at this point. Oh no. This could be a steal of 2. It is a steal of 2. That makes it very interesting. I think there's a conversation going on. Should they shake? You're down 6 with 2 ends. Anything can happen in club curling, though. It's important to remember. Conversation's still going on. play on. So this end has been a lot of fun. We should have got the commentary over at the table with all of the fans. They liked the call for potential triple on that prior shot. Love the fact that it spun over on top of the yellow. It's a good outcome for them. Looks like Gaels are putting that guard back up. Force them to waste a few more rocks before they make a move for their three. So this guard is floating a little deep into the back 8. Not a bad shot. So now Team Yapple is getting rid of one of the reds. I think they really want to stick around on this shot. They'd like to have they actually like it to come over, maybe tap that red and unlock the yellow. That would be ideal, but just even sitting on top of, if it over curls, there may be a double. Stones away. It is curling. They're fiercely sweeping, and they got the double across the top. That turns out to be very nice. Okay, their sweepers think this has got plenty of weight. It does need to curl. They just do not want to touch it. They're going to watch it all the way in, kind of hoping that it'll stop. This has got to stay in. Okay. That far, that deep, it's hard to justify chasing it at this point. Hello, Lexi. You're on microphone. So we're doing commentary for Sheet 2. Do you want to provide your baller wisdom?
Are they hearing you say that right now?
Yes, you're
That's
on YouTube.
So weird.
This is my daughter, Lexi Peterson. So the delivery's away. They're trying to hit this back red stone. I think that's a good call.
No.
No? Of course it's a good call. Who knows?
Okay.
It's a great call if she makes it, right?
Sure.
Uh-oh. Oh, they're gonna flash.
I told you.
So they should have, what? Drawn down to it? Drawn into the forefoot?
I don't know what that means.
Okay.
You have 5 minutes.
I have 5 minutes. Thank you. All right. That flash now opens up potential. The 3 is back on the table. So this is the last Vices stone for Gaels. I think they would like to get that in the top 12 buried. Oh no. That's so unfortunate. Yeah. Good try. I think just it's the end of the game, and who knows, maybe the ice conditions are changing a little bit down the slide path, that inside out. They have been using it quite a bit. It's curling, club curling. Things can change so fast. And at this point in the game, everybody's tired. This is Sunday. They've already played 3 or 4 games, both mentally and physically. And it requires a lot of concentration to make sure your body gets that stone on the broom, on the right line, at the right weight. Oh, they're really, this again. Wow, 2 flashes in a row. That could be costly. So important to get, make contact on hits. But it happens to the best of them. You gotta love the tension and all the concern. Always remember, curling's a really fun sport. But it's a heck of a lot better curling than shoveling your driveway or out in the 10-degree weather outside. Kind of make sure you don't tense up here. This draw is important. Like they'd like to sneak it in behind the staggered guards. Wide 12 is just fine. There's a part of me I might want to just put it in the top 12, just biting the top 12 and cover that back redstone, because there's a potential tempting spot to come down to it and freeze. And there is a temptation here, honestly, to hit that red and knock that yellow out right now, because if you get cute, Haley can just draw it into the 4-foot, and then where do you throw a double that can get it out? And as I talk myself into it, I think you should have hit that yellow and hit the red stone, knock the yellow out, because this becomes super dangerous. Just a nose hit right here, and how do you double it out? Make it very tricky. Yeah, I think hitting the red and knocking out that yellow stone on your first shot is the call here. May have waited just one. Although they may be looking at this and saying, hey, let's try to get 4, because this may be the only way that you can get 4 here, hoping for another flash. These are good teams, though. It's really tough to give the same player the same shot. They're more than likely gonna make it. Oh. See, now you've forced yourself to make a double. It's rough. This is an important shot. I mean, this really is the game. They're skilled players, skilled teams. They can make this double. I mean, it is there. Hit half of a red stone. Control weight is all you need, and you score your 3. Stones away. A little bit of an ad there at the end. All right, now it's up to the line call. Sweepers. Oh, they're off of it. It's got to curl. It has got to curl. Not gonna happen. They get the 1. I think they'll be shaking now. Yeah. All right, the first event is concluded and Team Yapple wins. Congratulations to both teams. Very well played game. Thank you for watching here at the Chicago Curling Club. We still do have 2 games that are ongoing on Sheet 1 and 3. We have the dedicated live streams that you can check out on our YouTube site. If you're listening and you haven't subscribed to our channel, please subscribe to our channel. Look forward to starting off the the winter session here at Chicago Curling Club. Just to give you a couple of updates, on Monday night we will have a women's semifinal game at 8:30, and then on Tuesday night we will have both semifinals for our men's playoff to the club championship, and you'll also have at the same time 7 p.m. The other women's semifinal for the women's club championship. Our leagues pick up on the 8th, Wednesday night, beginning at 6:15 p.m. So look forward to seeing everybody out there. Happy New Year again. Thank you for tuning in and for some great curling. Take care, and congratulations to all the teams that played this weekend in the Gloamin Gaels Spiel. It came off without a hitch. Thank you for all the volunteers and the people running the Spiel. It's amazing how the club performs when it's a volunteer only club. Ice was terrific and weather was cold outside. We like it. Take care. Have a good one. Bye.